Allie, I miss you.
I miss you too. Thank you for saying yes to be on Boss.
Of course. Who can say no to you? Let's be clear, okay? No one.
Anyone who hasn't been watching Boss, you should. But
That's
it
right.
is my weekly video series on LinkedIn on thought leadership. I interview my badass executive network to help others learn, network, and pay it forward as we all navigate this crazy new normal.
Who am I? I am a global senior human resource executive. I've been in the business for over 25 years. You would laugh, probably since high school. So wink, wink. I've had the pleasure to find my passion career at such a young age. I've literally spanned the gamut. I've worked in healthcare, I've worked in financial printing, fintech. I've had the opportunity to say, how can I leverage my skills and what I do to help executives and an industry move forward? So literally, this senior human resource executive, also I'm a mom of two. I'm a wife and I'm a mom. I have one daughter that is in college right now, and I have one that's in high school. And so I'm juggling it all, Allie.
We will get to that. We will definitely get to that. So before we do, though, do you remember how we met?
I do remember how we met. We met at an AWE dinner. So for those who don't know, AWE is Advancing Women Executives networking event. And I have to say that you and I were at a table. We had a wonderful sort of opening, right? That we were supposed to talk and share something about ourselves. And that's how you and I connected.
Your energy was fantastic. And I was like, who is this person? I need to know Nicole. I need to be a friend. How did you get to where you are now? Like, where did your network come from?
My network came from, I had a pleasure to have an advocate and a mentor throughout my career. I think that's important to have, especially right in the field as a woman, but also have an ally, a network sponsor, and a mentor. All of those things are equally important. And throughout my career, I've had individuals who believed in me. They believed in my skills. They believed in what I can bring to the table and how I can help them drive and move their business forward. And literally I think I've been tapped on my shoulder for a lot of my positions that I've had throughout the years. Yes.
I love it. And so how did you know to do that?
I think being a product of a mother who was a driver, Allie, she was someone who always instilled in me to say, if there's an issue or a problem, you say something about it, then you need to do something about it. And so I realized I adopted those skills from young, and I apply that in my work environment. So if there was a problem or issue, main focus for me was like, what can I do to solve that situation? I don't like to be those type of individuals like, let me sit back and let me talk about it. I want to do something about it. I want to see how I can help my community, help my environment, but also more importantly, when it comes to my job, doing that as well. And I think it was something that started from a long time ago. My executives saw that and they appreciated that. They wanted someone that was on their team who's willing to say, you know what, I'm willing to roll up my sleeves and help. But also, I think what made me stand out from the rest, I wasn't someone who was just trying to go along to get along. I was the type of person that say, if I saw something, I have a way, whether it's good or bad, how do I share that message? Because sometimes you can be in an environment where you don't feel comfortable to speak up. I've always been the type of person to say, you know what, no matter what, I want to speak my truth and I want to live in my truth. Even if that means that sometimes someone may not agree with me, it was important for me to be that person.
I love that so much. And we need more of that, right? In terms of you see something, say something, but also like, I'd rather ask forgiveness than permission sometimes.
That's me all the time. And I think about years ago at Mastercard, or we had a situation around diversity. We were had the opportunity to develop the first business resource group at Mastercard. So me and a couple of my colleagues, what we decided to do was, again, you see something, say something. How do you bring more diverse talent? And we had the pleasure almost 10 years ago to literally create Mastercard's first business resource group, which is called LEAD. And I believe you had one of my fellow co-founders, DeWanda Franklin Davis.
Oh, yeah.
She was also, she was my partner in crime in that at Mastercard.
What are the most important leadership qualities for executives today?
Sure. I think being empathetic, having the opportunity to listen, to learn, and not respond. I think bringing individuals along. Sometimes you could have some executives who really are kind of more, they want to dictate as opposed to listening to learn, bringing you along so that you can understand their strategy and their vision.
We all know that the world needs more women and diversity in tech, data, and leadership roles. Women make only 4% of CEOs of public companies, and there are no Black women at the helm of those companies. I watched the debates last night. I was watching a bunch of white men having a conversation about the world. Like, tell me more.
You and me both, Allie, was watching the debate last night. And my thing is, no one was talking about the Black agenda or the female agenda at all, right? No one. You didn't hear about it, of how they can help to advance either of those groups. And when you think about it, those stats that you just read, could you imagine we're at this place at this time with those stats? Unbelievable. What I appreciate at Mastercard, we have an in solidarity plan. The organization is charged, they're energized, they're ready to say, okay, how can we do this and how do we push things forward? We're mobilizing. We're making sure, how do we support the underserved, female, diverse talent, and pushing them forward. We also are looking at how do we get our high potential employees on board.
What would you say for individuals who are looking for opportunities right now?
I would say, like Albert Einstein said, when you stop learning, you start dying. I think learning new skills, which is important. So if you think about it from a tech perspective, from a data science, look around and see what's going on and say, how do I tap into that market? What is those key skills and attributes I need to learn to make sure that I'm employable? Because if not, you'll be lost. If you feel like I'm going to stay in one place and a job is just going to come to you, that's not happening. I think it's equally important for individuals to definitely look at their education, look at their skills, look at some certifications, look at their networks, their sponsors and their mentors, have conversations. Sometimes I understand that people may experience a job loss and they may feel ashamed and they don't want to reach out. It's important to reach out.
For working parents, both of us, back to school is
Both
here. How are you doing?
Yes. I never thought that I would have to be, the executive, the mom, the chef, all those things. I have a daughter with special needs, and we experienced a major, major life-changing event this year that you think COVID is something, imagine your young child one day trying to get out of bed and they fall to the floor and they can't get back up. And you take them to the emergency room and literally they don't know what's wrong with her. By miracle, by grace of God, everything is fine. However, experiencing that during this time and trying to keep her motivated and myself motivated and my team motivated, I had to rely on faith just to drive and keep things forward. Yes. Faith, okay? Faith, believing that, okay, I can do this. I may get some things wrong, that I am not perfect, and be okay with that. Because I think sometimes we're in an era of everything has to seem like it's perfect when it's on TV and perfect when it's on videos. We're not.
No.
And just taking it one step at a time and being okay with that. That's important.
This is not just working from home. This is like working from home in global crisis.
Yes.
And, it's not normal.
It's not. It's not. Even when I think about some of the employees who are experiencing the same things that you and I are experiencing, and then you put on your executive hat and you have to make sure, again, it goes back to that empathy, it goes back to listening, because people are coping and dealing with this pandemic very differently.
To be fair, like you lead a massive team, it's global, you're in HR, like I'm even thinking about myself, like you need to, and you forget to sometimes put on your own oxygen mask first. Yes. And if you don't, like, it's so hot. Like, I can't even imagine being in a global HR type role right now. Like, you are the, chief health officer, she's all these things.
You are. And one, I'm blessed and I'm fortunate, but you are. And you have to be real and understand that this was an opportunity for us to pause, because I had to look at this pandemic a little bit different than others. We couldn't panic, right? Initially, it was like, okay, let's pause. Let's assess this situation. Because what employees was really looking for was someone who understood what was happening.
One thing that you'll commit to do in 2020 to help pay it forward.
One thing I will commit to do is making sure, how do I push the racial and gender agenda forward? That's important for me. How do I help the underserved and undermarket?
Anything else that you want to say or share with me to close out this amazing LinkedIn Boss interview?
Yes, this is great and fantastic. Please do it. I'm so proud of you, Allie. This is great for you to showcase future bosses. Thank you a million times over, because it gives us the opportunity to stop and pause and sometimes just think about ourselves as well as we think about others.
Yes. So everyone watch every week.